Hey guys, DBWhatIfs, here again with part 13 of Goku's weighted clothes. We last left off with Goku and Giran's fight being postponed due to weather. Goku's power level is currently 111. We're starting to get into some actual fights, so things have the chance of changing the story drastically. Alright, let's get this what if started. The next morning, everyone returns to the stadium and waits for the match to resume. The announcer steps out onto the stage and yells out, "And now!" introducing for the second time Goku and Giran. Giran comes back out with a mightier roar than last time. Goku comes out and flexes his muscles, making Giran laugh. The announcer then shouts out, "Now that they're in position, let's get this match ready. Begin!" Goku gets in a readied stance and Giran laughs to himself quietly and holds up his fist that's balled up and says, "Hey, look here, I've got a little secret." Goku instinctively walked over to Giran to see what he had. Once Goku was close enough, Giran spun around and whacked Goku. Goku had his guard down and got launched into the wall of the tournament. Goku fell over. Giran laughed to himself as Goku stood up without so much as a scratch. Giran's jaw dropped as he said, "Huh? How are you standing so quickly?" Goku walks over to Giran and says, "I don't know what you were going to show me, but I definitely don't want to see it now." Goku then charges at Giran as they exchange a flurry of blows. Goku then jumps over Giran's head and grabs him by the tail. Goku then effortlessly tosses Giran over his shoulder, sending Giran flying out of the ring above the crowd of people. The announcer shouts out, "Amazing! Goku threw Giran out of the ring. He has practically won this." Suddenly, Giran's wings stretch out, and Giran begins flying back to the tournament ring. Giran then says, "Too bad, kid. Guess I forgot to mention that I could fly." Goku stood amazed as Giran landed back down on the ground. Goku then gets back in his fighting stance and says, "If I can't throw you out, I'll just have to take you down." Giran then spits out a pink substance that coils around Goku, causing him to be restrained. Giran then says, "How do you like Giran's merry-go-round gum?" Goku then tried breaking out of it, but Giran said, "It's no use, my super-strong merry-go-round gum can't be broken, it'll just tighten up on whoever I used it on until the life is squeezed out of them, haha." Goku then broke free of the merry-go-round gum without problem. Giran's jaw dropped as he yelled out, "How is that possible? That's merry-go-round gum. There's no way you can just break out of it." Goku looked down at the shredded pieces of Giran's merry-go-round gum, then said, "I suppose it wasn't all that strong. Can we get back to fighting now?" Giran seemed a little scared, but decided to press on. The two began trading blows until eventually Goku did a roundhouse kick and knocked Giran over. Giran was about to fall out of the ring until Giran waved a white flag of surrender and yelled out, "I give up! I surrender! You win!" The announcer then yelled out, "I can't believe it! Giran has waved the white flag of surrender. Goku is the winner." Goku seemed surprised for a moment, but was snapped out of it by the announcer yelling once more, "Goku is going to the semi-finals. Spectacular!" Just then, Goku's tail popped back up. The crowd goes silent as Goku looks back and cheers, "Yay! My tail is back! Ha 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 ha!" Bulma, Oolong, and Puar panicked until Oolong said, "Oh no, that big monster!" Yamcha, next to Krillin and Jackie Chun, was also panicked. He mumbled out, "Oh no, Goku!" Goku, still blissfully unaware, was happily reunited with his tail. Later on, the announcer called Krillin and Goku to the ring for a special intermission announcement. The announcer yelled out to the crowd, "These two are both very skilled martial artists, and at such a young age, they both wear the same uniform. What does that mean? Stick around to find out." Krillin then looks over at Goku and says, "You have a tail." Goku laughed, then said, "Of course. That's where tails grow. They'd look silly anywhere else." The announcer then speaks to the crowd once more. "Now, Krillin, I know you're 13 years old, but Goku, how old are you?" The announcer holds out the microphone for Goku. Goku blinks, then asks, "What's this? Is this for me?" Goku points to the mic. Krillin then interjects, "That's a mic, you dummy." Goku then asks, "A mic, you?" Krillin says once more, "A mic." As in microphone. You're supposed to talk into it. The crowd begins to laugh. Krillin then says, "Just answer the question, Goku." Goku seemed confused before saying, "Oh, you want to know how old I am?" Goku thinks, then says, "Oh, I know. I'm 12. Krillin seemed surprised that Goku is younger than him, but Goku says it's because he learned how to count that he now knows how old he actually is. The announcer then asks, "So, Goku, is the tale real?" Goku laughs and says, "Of course it is. Look, see?" Goku shows his tail to the crowd. The announcer tells Goku, Hey, keep your pants up, kid. Come on, I'm running a family-friendly event here." Goku laughs, then pulls his pants back up. The announcer then talks about how they trained with the Turtle Hermit School of Master Roshi. The crowd seems impressed. The match between Krillin and Master Roshi is called, but their match goes the same as in the original with Jackie Chun taking down Krillin. The fighting group reconvened into the back waiting room. Yamcha then told Krillin, "It's all right, Krillin. Anyone would have lost that match against the great Master Roshi." Jackie Chun walked up confused, then asked, "Why do you keep saying that?" Krillin tilted his head to the side and said, "What do you mean?" "That's Jackie Chun." Yamcha said, "I believe it to be Master Roshi in disguise." Goku then said, "But what about his hair? Master Roshi is bald." Yamcha then said, "Watch. He's wearing a wig." Yamcha then tried to pull off Jackie Chun's wig, but it was firmly attached to Jackie Chun's head. Yamcha looked sheepish at the realization of this might actually being a totally different person. Jackie Chun then said, "Back off, mister. I'm not Master Roshi, and that's that." The announcer then called for Goku and Nam for their match. Goku cheered and yelled out, "All right!" Krillin yelled out, "Win this one, Goku, and you'll secure a spot for the finals." Goku nods his head and heads over to the ring with Nam. Goku and Nam are both standing in the ring facing one another, as the announcer then says, "Which of these men will go on to fight Jackie Chun in the finals and take home the prize money of 500,000 zeni? Let the match begin." Goku and Nam then took fighting poses. Goku starts off the match using an after-image technique after seeing Jackie Chun use it in his fight against Krillin. Goku went in for a kick, but Nam was able to detect where Goku was coming from and jumped out of the way to dodge it. Yamcha, Krillin, and Jackie Chun on the sidelines were surprised that Goku could use that technique after only seeing it once. Nam then charges at Goku and starts to kick over and over and over again at Goku. Goku blocks each kick until Goku starts to push back with his own set of punches, causing Nam to be on the back foot. Nam took a step back, and Goku went in for a sweeping kick, causing Nam to fall over, but before hitting the ground, Goku uses an open palm to hit Nam into the air. Nam caught himself on the side building of the arena and sent himself back into the ring and karate chopped Goku in the neck. Goku then fell onto his stomach and laid there. Gnome then charged at Goku, seizing the opportunity to put a quick finish to the match, but Goku's tail swooped around Nam's ankle at the last second, tripping him. Nam fell onto the ground as Goku stood up laughing, saying, "My tail is pretty handy, isn't it?" Nam picked himself up and then Goku said, "I know an attack that you're really going to like." Nam blinked, then asked, "Really? What's it called?" Goku laughed before saying, "The tornado." Goku then begins to spin really fast, slowly heading towards Nam. Nam gets hit once, then twice. Nam begins backing away, realizing that there is no way to counter something moving so fast. At least not in his arsenal. Nam was then backed up all the way to the edge of the arena. Nam closed his eyes and braced for the final hit to knock him off the stage, but Goku stopped spinning mere inches from Nam and fell over. Goku got too dizzy from spinning too much. Nam then took the opportunity to do his signature move, the cross arm dive. Nam jumps up extremely high into the air before crossing his arms and beginning his descent downwards, landing on the front of Goku's neck. Nam then stood up as Goku laid on the ground. Nam quietly said, "Announcer, do the count. He will be out for at least a week." The announcer sputtered before saying, yeah, 1, 2. Goku then immediately stood up and said, "Ow, that was actually a pretty good move." Nam stood there in complete disarray as Goku managed to walk off his ultimate attack. Nam then decided a second aerial attack was warranted, so he jumped up high into the air once more. Goku then said, "Oh no you don't," before jumping upwards after Nam. Nam then began his descent, only to see Goku pass him in the air. Nam was surprised and began free-falling. Goku caught up to Nam in the air as they began trading blows, punches, and kicks in a total free-fall. Eventually, Goku decided to get to the ground first as if he had a strategy, and Nam had been thankful for this turn of events. He figured that he could still get Goku with another cross-arm dive if Goku landed first, but Goku once landed moved out of the way as Nam was about to make impact with the ground. Goku did a flying kick and sent Nam out of the ring. Nam fell out of the ring as the announcer yelled out, "I cannot believe it! Goku has won by knockout!" The crowd erupts in a cheer. Nam then gets up, walks over to Goku, and then shakes his hand saying, "It is an honor having such a strong opponent." Goku smiles, then laughs, and says, "Thanks, you're a great fighter." Nam said, "It's impressive that you can jump even higher than me." Goku smiles again before saying, "Imagine how high I could jump if I took off my weighted bands." Nam looks confused before realizing that Goku was wearing weighted training bands on his arms and legs this whole match. Nam then realized that he stood zero chance in the first place, but accepted it as he finished shaking Goku's hand. Goku then began prepping for his fight against the finalist, Jackie Chun. And that is where we will be leaving things off for right now. Thank you guys for watching. There were some changes here that weren't that easy to spot, such as the Giran battle. Goku was able to break out of the merry-go-round gum before his tail even appeared. He wasn't knocked out, and he actually got to throw some punches at Giran. I bet those stung. Either way, here's the ultimate test, to see if Goku can defeat Jackie Chun with his higher power level. Join us next time for part 14. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys later.